What's up guys, Coach MANdler here, Team Swole Patrol, and today I'm putting the flex back in your Friday. That's right, last Flex Friday was canceled because of Hurricane Matthew, but we're coming back with a vengeance today. And it's going to be a killer one because we're going to be focusing on some repetitive effort work, some hypertrophy work. Work that you do to get jacked. That's right. And whenever that's the case, it's all about variation. That means varying the exercises you do, varying the resistance that you do them in, the number of sets, the number of reps, all of this in an effort to thrust more stimulus upon yourself that your body hasn't adapted to yet. When you do that, and the goal is simply staying in that hypertrophy zone, you're going to force more growth in the muscles that you're addressing. Now, given the fact that typically I focus on either an overhead press or a flat bench press variation as my upper body core lift, today what I'm going to do is vary it up by simply increasing the angle and doing an incline bench. Whenever we're doing incline bench, and given the fact that if you watch my videos, you know I work off of a percentage-based system to focus on how much weight I'm going to be doing that particular day for hypertrophy work. Here's how you compute what your weight's going to be for today. What I've found is that 85% of your flat bench max is pretty indicative, pretty close to what your average incline bench press max would be. So in order to translate this into what you're going to be doing today, take 85%, so 0.85 times whatever your flat bench max is, and whatever that number gives you, multiply that number times 0.65, and that's going to give you your working weight today for the repetitive effort work that we're going to be doing on the incline bench press. Remember, take home lesson here today is that in order to force more growth, you have to force more different stimuli to force more adaptations. Those adaptations in a day like this, a repetitive effort day, are going to be hypertrophy. So more stimulus equals more adaptations. Those adaptations are nothing more than the growth that you're looking for. Let's get today's Flex Friday started. All right, as always, we're going to kick off today's Flex Friday routine with some core activation work to make sure we're insulating the spine and lifting powerfully without any power leaks and safely without snapping our shit up. To achieve that, we're going to be doing some simple old Pallof Press here. Make sure you stay completely upright, legs kind of locked out, not too wide, because we want to create more active stability instead of getting that passive stability that having a good wide athletic stance would give you. And make sure everything in and around your spine is nice and tight. That's what we're trying to do here. This is some anti-rotation work. That band, or let's say you're doing it with a cable at a low angle, is going to want to pull you to the side. It's going to want you to rotate. Your objective is to stay as tight as possible and to fight the urge for that tension to pull you and rotate you. So in order to do that, you need to make sure everything is tall, tight, and right. Trust me, these might not look like much, but they're going to go a long way to prevent any of the power leaks that are preventing you from transmitting more force from your lower body through your upper body. Ultimately, it's going to increase strength and also force activation, which plays into the ability to activate more muscle fiber that you can initiate more growth with. So make sure you do that core activation work. It makes a difference. And speaking of small things that make big differences, make sure you do these priming exercises too, because it's going to help better stimulate your nervous system, which will help you recruit more motor units, which will recruit more muscle fibers for growth. And here is the main event of the day, the big ticket, if you will, the incline bench. This is today's core lift of the day. I already talked to you about how to compute what you're going to be doing as the working weight. So from there, it's just a matter of getting those 40 reps done in as few sets as possible. I call them kind of like accountability reps, all right? The ultimate number of reps that you're going to get total are going to be indicative of how hard you're willing to work, all right? You got to grind them out, but good goal is anything between probably 3 and 5 sets, which is perfect for for getting you that hypertrophy zone, or getting you in that hypertrophy zone that you're looking for to initiate more growth in. And afterwards, it's a matter of weak point training. This is kind of the beautiful marriage of performance and aesthetics. All right, we're going to be working on the areas that are holding us back in the bench press for performance means, but while doing so, going to be doing exercises that will initiate more growth, which, by the way, those weak point zones are going to be areas that we want to focus on more growth in anyway. So it's a nice marriage of, like I said, performance and aesthetics. Getting jacked while increasing your body's ability to make that muscle more functional. So you don't just look good, you can perform good. And by the way, these rotational or anti-rotational rows, make sure when you're doing them, you try to limit the action you're getting from the hips. Try not to initiate anything from the hips, and try to keep a neutral spine. You see me kind of rounding the lower back a little bit. This is not the best angle, but nevertheless, your goal should be to keep a neutral spine. Everything from your pelvis, lumbar spine, and thoracic spine are all in alignment when doing those. It's going to want to pull you to the side. It's more anti-rotational work, but nevertheless, as long as you keep nice and tight, keep that neutral spine while driving that elbow back, you're going to get a great core activation exercise out of that, as well as a solid lats exercise for that. So great way to combine two things into one beautiful kick-ass exercise. And afterwards, just going to do some work on the pipes, man. Work on the long head, the triceps, the lazy head, the functional head, if you will, the one that actually gets shit done. All right, so if you're working on increasing the overall size of your triceps, but also want the ability to allow it to help you lock out more weight in the bench press and in the overhead press, those dumbbell decline skull crushers are a solid option for you. You don't like those, then I guess you don't like growth, and you don't like seeing your bench press and overhead press grow. But after doing those, just going to do some simple ass bicep curls, because why the hell not? The way I see it, you just can't do an arm workout without hitting the buys. Hey guys, hopefully you dig today's Flex Friday routine. If you did, you want to learn more about how you can consistently and quickly build muscle that allows you to look and perform like an absolute American ass-kicking machine, then be sure to pick up your free copy of the muscle building blueprint that I put together for you by clicking on this button right here, or if you're on a cell phone or tablet, go down to the description area and click on the first link that you see down there. When you do that, I'll take you to another page which breaks down everything you're going to be getting, as well as what you got to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox free of charge. And of course, if you haven't done so already, make sure to give me that thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future tips and routines that I'll be hooking you up with here, and leave your Ask MANdler question for me down in the comments section below, and I'll give you a nice tight little Ask MANdler response. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler.